What's something you thought adults were exaggerating about until you experienced it yourself? How fast years start going by. As a kid, one school year felt like a lifetime. Now I blink and somehow it's already May again. That it's one thing after another. It actually is. How easy it is in life to part ways with people forever. That young people have more energy. It's like when your iPhone battery is in poor health and runs out quickly. You know, the 1960s weren't that long ago. Hearing this in the 90s, things like WW2 or civil rights movements felt like ancient history. Now I feel like that when I try to explain 9/11 or Y2K to a younger. We don't have McDonald's money. It didn't make a lot of sense to me a kid until now when I'm trying to save up for a house. I had some pretty magical thinking as a kid, as one does, and I simply couldn't fathom my mom keeping everything neat and tidy. Surely there must be fairies or elves who clean or what not. Nope. Was all her. Just a person on a mission to keep her house clean. I don't mind cleaning, it's no big deal, but the consistency of effort in maintaining an actually properly cleaned house is tremendous. Moms are wizards. How annoying children can be. I never understood how much I like silence when I drive these days. But remember sitting in silence a lot when in my grandparents' cars. How expensive everything is. How physically painful just existing is approaching 50. Divorces that split the friend group up, or finding out one person got you in the divorce. It's happened 3 times now. In the first instance, the guy told me his wife never actually liked me, which fucked me up because she and I had been good friends who hung out together, at her request, several times, a lot. He said it was a totally keep your enemies closer-y situation. She didn't like me, so she was always inviting me to hang out and calling to see what I was up to. Anyway, she deleted and blocked me when they split up. The second, the guy just deleted all his social media, and I never saw him again. Still talk to the wife years later though. The third, the wife deleted my husband and me from Facebook and blocked us the day before they announced their divorce. The husband joked, "Yeah, I got you guys in the divorce." How tired they are after work, even from an office job. That I'll appreciate naps when I'm older. The nuclear infuriation of someone making a mess of something I just cleaned. Even if that someone is also me. The laundry really does never stop. It's the only constant in my life. Watch out for my glasses. Used to hate when my dad said that. Don't you want to play? We're playing. Now, the number of times they've been smacked off of or into my face has ceased to be countable, and that shit hurts. Time goes by before you even realize. Dude, I'm 19 and last week I had knee inflammation for whatever reason, and for the first time I considered what being a 40-year-old man must feel like. I'm 19 and had to use a cane because of how painful that shit was, and it was just the knee. I can't imagine having arthritis in my hands, knees, elbows, and back pain and shit here and pain there, and holy fuck, they were not lying about the physical aches. When I was your age, this was all fields. The price of groceries. I'm sorry for that box of cereal I never ate, Dad. I get it now. We have food at home. How tiring work is. I remember being like 7 years old and not understanding why my parents needed to rest for a little while after returning home from work. After all, I had school for most of the day, but I wasn't that tired. Only now do I understand at age 36. Getting out of bed. Friends from school won't last a lifetime. Children are a blessing. If it's not one thing, it's another. The older I get, the more I have found that it's always something. How expensive cheese is. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Planning to do stuff. Like you now have to do crazy as calculations. Time goes by so fast. 10 years ago feels like last week. The fact I cannot stand a dirty house. I must clean constantly. I remember telling my mother she is no fun. I'm going to be a fun mom and play more than she does. Har. Then I grew up. I miss fun. Suicidal ideations. Growing up, I used to hear about grown-ups not wanting to live anymore and think they were weak personalities that were being overly dramatic and unstable, but I'm 34 now and can completely empathize with those people now, having experienced it myself. That they would trade places with me to be in school instead of having to work. Now I tell my kids the same shit. Being an adult blows. Random pain. My knee currently hurts and I have no idea why. Gaining weight. In my 20s I was underweight and couldn't gain a pound no matter how much I ate. Everyone said my metabolism would grind to a halt in my 30s, but now I'm nearly 40 and I struggle to lose weight. I feel like it's more a consequence of having a way less active lifestyle, more stress plus desk job, and some health issues, but I definitely can't eat like I used to. Grandma used to talk endlessly about keeping my hands moisturized because of how young and beautiful they were, that it was one of her biggest regrets that she left her hands off her skincare routine when she was my age. I was like 10, so I thought she was just old and kind of out of touch, but her hands were pretty crusty, so I did take the advice, at least a little, to heart. Glad I did, too. Some of my peers' hands are looking 32 going on 60. I don't want anyone on my lawn. I get it now. How much it sucks getting old. Being in your 40s and seeing 20-year-olds as kids. I'm 40 now, and I get it. When I was a kid, I found it weird how my parents would call people I saw as adults kids. But now that I am the age of two 20-year-olds combined, the perspective hits differently. Work, a life balance. When I was younger, work was what I did 8 hours per day and that was it. The older I get, the more it seems to rule my life. Once you start working full-time and have actual responsibilities, years just evaporate. Like I swear 2019 was last year, but apparently I've aged somehow. I'd say the whole of adulthood itself. Shit's not easy. My father said to me one day, "It's weird. I still feel 18 inside. When I look into the mirror, I don't recognize that guy. Oh, your health deteriorating as you age. Your body gets weaker on a considerable faster pace, and it just not feels the same. How fast fresh groceries like produce, meat, and deli product expires. Being tired. I'm always tired. The walking through a door phenomenon. If I need anything in another room, I have to constantly repeat to myself while I'm walking towards it what I want to need. If I don't, my ADHD brain will lock onto something else in the room as soon as I enter and delete whatever task I was working on. Being tired. Jesus, I wasn't prepared for that after being such an energetic live wire so many years. Add aches and pains in there too. That life is hard. At some point, I thought they were being dramatic the whole time since I was spoiled back then and didn't know what was going on with the real world.